What's up, Tiger fans? It's Morgan here with the Morgan Thomas Show, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about Tony Elliott possibly becoming the next head coach for the Duke Blue Devils football program. Before we get into the video, make sure you like this video and you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me over on Twitter at the Morgan T Show so you can stay up to date on all of my exclusive Clemson content I put out every single week. All right, so Tiger fans, I know it has been a very difficult weekend and Monday and really probably the rest of the week for me. Been a little bit down and in the dumps because Brent Venables is no longer the defensive coordinator for the Clemson Tigers. And it's been kind of a shock because really weren't expecting to have Oklahoma open up their head coaching position because of Lincoln Riley leaving for Southern California, his childhood dream school. But now that Oklahoma is available, Brent Venables is now the head coach, and Clemson is looking to fill that. Dabo Swinney looking to fill that vacancy. But Dabo Swinney's also potentially looking to fill an offensive coordinator on the other side of the ball. Now, a lot of Clemson fans, including myself, feel like this is not a shock because we all feel like that Tony Elliott's been looking for a head coaching position, just hasn't found that yet. And we know that not only has he been looking, but we felt like that it was about time that he got a chance to be promoted and show what he can do as a head coach. So it was really more inevitable for both sides, both the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator. But we felt like, at least I felt like, Tony Elliott would go first, and then maybe Brent Venables would go eventually. But things have sped up in the world of college football, as you know. So let's talk about Tony Elliott. He's 42 years old. He played for Clemson. He left and had a couple of gigs here and there, SC State, Furman, and then came back to Clemson and has really had a lot of success with Clemson football. And on the offensive side, he's led one of the best offensive teams in the nation for over 10 years, or helped lead for right at 10 years now. So he's had success. Now, I know this previous year has not been as successful. It's been really a disaster on the offensive side, but there have been some positives, and there have been some things that were, I believe, out of the offensive coordinator's control when it comes to drops, when it comes to a quarterback who's just not accurate at all, and when it comes to an offensive line, it's just can't seem to get the same five guys out there. And then you add in all the injuries and the transfers, and it was just a cursed year for the Clemson Tigers in 2021. I do think that kind of takes a hit. Tony Elliott does take a little bit of a hit on his ability to maintain success as an offensive coordinator, but I still feel like that he is in that realm of this year being an outlier and the other years being his norm. Now, if he continues to stay at Clemson and continues to show where he is falling off away from what he's used to, and that would probably hurt him even more. A lot of people are saying, well, maybe he's just good because of his talent. Well, I would say his talent is there because he's good. He's also a good recruiter. He's a good person. He's a good family member. He's a good father figure. He's a good father himself. He's a good coach, and he understands things. Everybody that you talk to knows that he is a good offensive coordinator. So he wants to be a head coach. Virginia opened up because Bronco Mendenhall decided that he wanted to step down and spend more time with his family, which I can completely respect that. But it seems from reports, Tony Elliott's not in the running for Virginia at this time. So the next available option that he has been interviewing for is the Duke Blue Devils, and he is currently in a two-person final stage, or I would say advanced interviews. It's between Tony Elliott, really what we know, and Tony Elliott and Mike Elko from Texas A&M. So it's kind of interesting because they're two completely different people. They've got a guy who is more defensive-oriented, a guy who's more offensive-oriented. My first thing when I think about it is not only has he had success for many years, but he's offensive-oriented. As you know, college football is all about how many points you can score on someone else. Tony Elliott can definitely score points on other teams, and he has been and has shown that for multiple years. So he has the ability to scheme up offenses and play and game plans that can put a lot of points on the board. I think that's going to bring excitement to the program, whatever program he goes to, and I think that that will put people in the seats, which is what you need to make more money for your program, and put Duke especially in a situation where they could be on in better time slots for their games because their games are more exciting. So that's a few things. Another thing is he was a former Broyles Award winner, so we know that he's capable of being one of the best assistant coaches in the nation. He needs a chance to be a head coach. Now, it's interesting for Duke because this will be their first ever African-American head coach. Now, I know there's probably a lot of situations where that would be the case. I've said this on some of my live videos in the past. I think that for a minority, when they have an opportunity, they definitely need to take the chance because there's not a lot of those chances out there. Unfortunately, it's just a way that the world works, and I wish it was different. I wish that minorities had more chances. But when someone like Tony Elliott gets a chance, I think he definitely needs to go after it. He's someone who is capable and who deserves to be looked at as a head coach and can do that even outside of his skin color. And I think nobody should be judged by that. But I think for a minority, when they have an opportunity, they definitely need to take that chance and show what they can do. I think Duke is a great place to show what he can do, because even David Cutcliffe showed that in his tenure there, he was able to produce a winning football team regularly. Now, there were some years that they didn't do so well. They went 4-8 in 2016. They went 7-6 in 2017. But they've gone 9-4 in 2014. They went 8-5 in 2015, and in 2013, they even went to the ACC championship game. Now, they got blown out by Florida State, but still, they were able to make it to the ACC championship game one year. And Cutcliffe has had enough success where you see that they are putting money into the facilities. Now, when I went as a little kid to Wallace Wade Stadium, it looked like as small as my high school. But now it is my high school stadium. But now it is getting renovated. It's been renovated. It's been upgraded. And so, you know, they're not anything like Clemson's 82,000 stadium, but it is definitely showing positive signs that they're willing to improve the facilities to help the football team be successful. Now, going back to his recruiting success, Tony Elliott has had consistently, along with Dabo Swinney and other staff, they've consistently been able to land top recruits year in and year out. Even when their team wasn't as successful, they were bringing in great recruits from high school. I think Tony Elliott can continue to do that for Duke. And a lot of people know is that Duke has a great, historically amazing basketball team. I think that is a great recruiting element for the football team to be able to say, hey, you can play football here. By the way, you can go to school and hang out with some guys that will potentially be first-round draft picks in the NBA. I know that would be a big incentive for me to think about going to play for Duke. So, again, the university may not be Clemson. It may not be Florida State by any means, but I think it's definitely a good location, a good university for Tony Elliott to take his chance to be a head coach if they allow him that opportunity. And I think if they did, I think it would be a great choice for them. Another thing for Tony Elliott that I'm thinking of when I'm writing down pros for him is that he's already proven that he can be an offensive coordinator. So now is the time to take the chance. If somebody says, hey, we want you to be our head coach, to me, there's nothing to lose there, because he's proven that he can be one of the best offensive coordinators in the nation. He's proven that he's one of the best recruiters in the nation. He can always go back to that if he has to. He can always attempt to go to the NFL if he wants to, if this doesn't work out. Let's say he goes to Duke. There's always that level that he has proven what he can do. And, if it doesn't work out being a head coach, he can always go back to that. So for me, it's like, hey, there's no risk. There's an opportunity to prove what you can do to continue to build on the program that Cutcliffe was able to do. So I look forward to it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Tony Elliott should go to Duke? Do you think it's a good opportunity for Tony Elliott? Or maybe he should wait again another year and go somewhere else, or try for somewhere else maybe in 2022? Let me know in the comments what you think, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel.